What if I told you that just 5 minutes from now, you'll discover the exact same habits that took me from feeling completely lost and overwhelmed to building the life I actually wanted? And the best part? None of these habits require special equipment, cost money, or take more than 10 minutes each. Stay with me because by the end of this video, you'll have a simple blueprint that thousands of people have used to completely transform their daily experience. Jake was a 29-year-old software developer who contacted me last year. He said something I'll never forget. "I feel like I'm sleepwalking through my own life." He was waking up exhausted, spending his days in reactive mode and going to bed feeling like he hadn't accomplished anything meaningful. Sound familiar? 3 months later, Jake sent me a photo of himself at the gym at 6 a.m. But this wasn't just about working out. He told me he had gotten a promotion, started a side business, and most importantly, he felt like himself again. The difference? 5 simple habits that he started doing every single day. And here's what's crazy. None of these habits are what you'd expect. This isn't about waking up at 5 a.m. or doing 100 push-ups. These are small, almost invisible changes that create massive ripple effects. Before we dive in, here's something fascinating. Stanford researchers found that it takes an average of 66 days to form a new habit, not 21 like everyone thinks. But here's the kicker. The habits I'm about to share with you can show results in as little as 1 week. Why? And because they work with your brain's natural patterns instead of against them. Think of your brain like a river. Most people try to build a dam to change the water's direction. But what if instead you just moved a few rocks to gently guide the flow? That's exactly what these 5 habits do. So grab something to take notes because we're going deep. The first habit is what I call the 2-minute morning mind dump. And it's going to sound almost too simple to work. Picture this. You wake up and before you check your phone, before you brush your teeth, before you do anything else, you grab a piece of paper and write down everything that's bouncing around in your head. Not your to-do list, not your goals, just the mental chatter. "I'm worried about that meeting today. I need to call mom. Why did I say that thing yesterday? I should exercise more." Just dump it all out for exactly 2 minutes. That's it. Here's why this works. Your brain has been processing all night, and all those thoughts are taking up mental RAM. By getting them out of your head and onto paper, you're essentially clearing your cache. Jake told me this one habit alone made him feel 50% less anxious within the first week. The key is consistency, not perfection. Even if you write the same worries every day for a month, you're still winning. Habit number 2 is called the 1% rule, and it's going to change how you think about improvement forever. Here's the story behind it. I once worked with a guy named Marcus who wanted to get in shape, but every time he'd start a workout routine, he'd quit within 2 weeks. Sound familiar? So instead of telling him to go to the gym, I told him to do just 1 push-up every day. Just 1. He laughed at me, but he did it. Day 1, 1 push-up. Day 2, 1 push-up. By day 7, he was doing 3 without thinking about it. By day 30, he was doing 50 and going to the gym twice a week. The 1% rule is simple. Pick one area of your life you want to improve and commit to getting just 1% better at it every day. Want to read more? Read 1 page. Want to be healthier? Do 1 push-up. Want to be more grateful? Write down 1 thing you're thankful for. Your brain can't resist tiny improvements. It's like giving yourself permission to succeed. The third habit is something I call the energy audit, and this one is a game changer for people who always feel drained. Most people think they need more time, but what they really need is more energy. And energy isn't just about sleep and coffee. It's about what you're feeding your mind and soul throughout the day. Here's how the energy audit works. 3 times a day, you ask yourself one simple question. Is what I'm doing right now giving me energy or draining it? That's it. You don't have to change anything immediately. Just notice. Maybe you realize that scrolling social media for 20 minutes drains you, but listening to a podcast while walking gives you energy. Maybe you notice that certain people leave you feeling depleted while others light you up. Jake discovered that checking email first thing in the morning was like putting a tiny hole in his energy tank that leaked all day. So he moved email checking to after lunch. Simple change, massive impact. The magic happens when you start making tiny adjustments based on what you notice. Over time, you're naturally gravitating toward energy-giving activities and people. Habit number 4 might surprise you. The connection moment. Here's something most self-improvement content gets wrong. It focuses so much on individual habits that it forgets we're social creatures. We're literally wired for connection, and when that need isn't met, everything else feels harder. The connection moment is ridiculously simple. Once a day, have 1 genuine interaction with another human being. Not small talk, not business, genuine connection. This could be texting a friend to ask how they're really doing. It could be having a 2-minute conversation with the cashier at the grocery store. It could be telling your partner one specific thing you appreciate about them. I had a client named Tom who worked from home and realized he was going entire days without meaningful human interaction. He started taking a 5-minute walk to the local coffee shop every afternoon, not just to buy coffee, but to chat with whoever was there. He told me it was like turning on a light in a room he didn't realize was dark. That tiny daily dose of connection made him feel more motivated, more creative, productive, and just generally more human. The fifth and final habit is the evening review, and this is where everything comes together. Most people end their day by collapsing on the couch and scrolling their phones until they fall asleep. But what if instead you spent just 3 minutes reflecting on your day? Here's the simple framework. Before bed, ask yourself 3 questions. First, what went well today? This trains your brain to notice positive things instead of just problems. Second, what could I improve tomorrow? This helps you learn from your day instead of just surviving it. Third, what am I grateful for right now? Gratitude literally rewires your brain for happiness. There are thousands of studies on this. That's it. 3 questions, 3 minutes, every night. Marcus, the guy who started with 1 push-up, told me the evening review was actually the most powerful habit of all. He said it made him feel like he was actively creating his life instead of just letting it happen to him. Remember Jake from the beginning? The software developer who felt like he was sleepwalking through life? Here's what happened when he implemented these 5 habits. Week 1, he started feeling more present during conversations. Week 2, he began waking up without immediately feeling overwhelmed. Week 4, he started a side project he'd been putting off for 2 years. Week 8, he got that promotion I mentioned. Week 12, he sent me that photo from the gym at 6 a.m. But here's what he told me that really stuck. It's not that my life problems went away, it's that I felt capable of handling them. That's what these habits do. They don't promise you a perfect life. They give you the tools to navigate whatever life throws at you. And the beautiful thing? You don't have to do all 5 at once. Jake started with just the morning mind dump. After 2 weeks, he added the 1% rule, then the energy audit, and so on. So here's my challenge for you. Pick one habit, just one, and commit to doing it for the next 7 days. That's it. If you choose the morning mind dump, grab a notebook tonight and put it by your bed. If you choose the 1% rule, decide right now what you want to improve and how you'll do it 1% better tomorrow. Whatever you choose, I want you to comment below and tell me which habit you're starting with. Your future self is counting on the decision you make right now.